So the channel has pretty much doubled in size since the last time that this car here made an appearance. So I figured I'm gonna introduce this car to you guys, and I'm also gonna let you in on some big changes that are fixing to happen to this car. So this right here is my Mustang Cobra that has been twin turbocharged and has been twin turbocharged for almost a decade now. So what you guys are looking at here is a 100% stock 04 Cobra short block. Now the heads have been reworked, they have been ported and polished. Stage 3 blower cams, because I used to have a 3/4 Whipple blower on this. And besides that, it's just a twin turbo precision 6262s, HPP upper, Sullivan lower. You know, you got your big intercooler that sticks out even all the way up here. So it's pretty massive. It is a Th400 car, right? So it is more of a race car, if you will, because it only has 3 speeds and it is very fast. Now, as you guys can see, I got the big meaty boys over here. These are Billet Specialty street lights with some Mickey Thompson drag radials, and obviously the same wheel on the front, just with the 17. Those are 15s, these are 17. The rear end has been swapped to a built 8.8 solid axle. It has 373 gears, which does okay with the Th400. You can drive around in the highway, however, the RPMs are a little bit high. You're cruising around 3,000 to 3,200 if you're going speed limit. Now, in regards to like supporting mods, it's very basic. It does have its own standalone. It's got a fast XFI XIM setup and a triple fuel pump setup with Sullivan rails. These are Bosch 160 injectors. Now, I know what most of you guys are wondering, well, how much power does it make? And this car here, on 14 pounds of boost and some old turbos that I had before, it made 797 wheel horsepower. Now, since then, I have upgraded the turbos to something slightly larger. I have bumped up the boost. It spikes sometimes around 18, 19 pounds of boost, but it holds steady around 16, 17 pounds. And I'm not really sure how much power it makes, but if I were to guess, I'm assuming this car is somewhere around 900, 850, 900 horsepower to the wheels. It could be a little bit less, I'm not really sure, but again, I don't really care. It runs really good. Let's go ahead and dive into the point of this video. All right, so what's going on, boy? This right here is my boy Vitaly, Siberian Husky. I got 3 of them. You'll see him wandering around. You'll see them wander around in the video, in most of my videos actually. So for the last couple of years, I've actually been reflecting on this car quite a bit. This is actually the car that has really taught me so much about cars, high horsepower cars, how to control them. You know, just, you know, a lot of, you know, good and bad memories with this car. But I mean, I love it either way, whether it's good or bad. It's just a learning experience. So we're gonna rewind several years. At one point, this car was actually a 500 horsepower ported Eaton bolt-on car. It was a lot of fun, a ton of fun. It still had the 6-speed on it back then, and I mean, it was a blast. I drove it everywhere, all the time, every day. It didn't matter what. If it was raining, I was in this car. Then, you know, I got into the whole racing scene, and, you know, the whole, you know, the bug for more horsepower bit me, and things kind of escalated from there. After that setup, I enjoyed that for a few years. I ended up with a 3/4 Whipple crusher, and I had Cook's long tubes. I mean, you know, it was a badass setup, and that was good for like a few months. Literally, that only lasted a few months. I don't know why I decided, you know, if this, let's just go ahead and go all the way, and I went twin turbo. Not that I regret it, but I wish I would have enjoyed the Whipple setup a little bit more. All right, so whenever the time came up to actually do the twin turbo setup, it came with a lot of learning obstacles, right? I mean, I didn't know how complicated it was, especially on this engine here. There's a lot of modifications that need to be done under the hood in order to make all that stuff fit, with your power steering, your AC, all that stuff. So, you know, long story short, it all got done. I brought the car home, and it was incredible. The Whipple was awesome, but I'll never go back to that. I will stay twin turbo or single turbo on any vehicle. You know, just being completely honest with you guys. Now, unfortunately, that did lead to a bunch of other decisions that I do regret. And it has taken me a long time to realize that I actually do regret those decisions. So, you know, I continued with the whole racing scene, you know, which was cool, I guess. I don't know, maybe I've just grown out of it, to be honest with you. So I started losing to cars that I shouldn't have been losing to, you know, where my car was a lot faster than them, but I'm still losing. It's a 6-speed car, so basically every time I would shift, I would fall back. I'll start catching up on them, shift, fall back again, and it was like an annoying thing, right? Because I know my car's faster, but either I'm not shifting fast enough, or I miss a shift or something, and I'm losing races. That led me to be completely frustrated. That's when I started to look into the Th400 setup, which is what the car has now. So, you know, the issues that I was having with boost drop between gears or losing races were completely eliminated once I went Th400. It turned this car into an absolute animal. It was fast. I mean, it's fast, it really is. But a Th400 for a car like this is designed for racing, to floor it, and you shift your car and you never let off the gas. It literally is a constant pull. It never stops. There is no boost drop. So it's amazing. It's really, really fast, you know. But that's all it was. It was really, really fast. Was it fun? Yes. But it was only fun because the car is so strong and so fast. You know, I was still spinning, going sideways, still shifting it. But if it wasn't for the car being somewhat exciting because I'm spinning, it probably wouldn't have been that exciting, or would I've had that much fun in it. You know, obviously if you're racing, it's just going to be fun regardless. But, you know, as far as driving out and cruising and everything, it's not as much fun as I would like to admit. So for, you know, the last several years, you know, I've always gone back and forth with people. Oh, you know, is the Th400 worth it? Is it fun? And I've always said yes, it's a lot of fun. I will never go back. And that's where things changed today. So I am not sure if it's either because I'm getting older, or maybe just the things that I enjoy are changing. Maybe it's just the car community in itself that has changed things, or my outlook of things. Because as of today, I am no longer interested and have any interest in trying to be the fastest anymore. I really do not. Nowadays, you can't race anybody without there being drama, and without there being people just, you know, talking smack, really. And it's annoying, and I don't have tolerance for that, dude. Like, I do not have time to be going back and forth with people. It's freaking annoying. It's childish. You race. If you lose, you lose, and if you win, you win. That's it. Just keep it simple. But sadly, it's not the case anymore. Nowadays, you got people fighting, getting shot over, you know, things like this. Everything has to be about money or clout. Oh, that's the one thing that just really ticks me off. Everything has to be about clout. Oh, I'm only gonna race this person because he's got a shitload of followers. It's stupid. I hate it. I cannot stand that. So with all that being said, I'm sure you guys know where I'm headed. This car is going back to a 6-speed. I'm going to be taking the Th400 setup off, and I will be selling it. And I'm going to be going to a T56 Magnum, and the best of the best that you can do for a street strip 6-speed twin turbo setup. It took me a long time to realize this, but you know, ever since I did the Th400 stuff on this car, I stopped driving it. I would drive it because I was going to go make a video, or if I was going to go race somebody or try to race somebody, and that was it. I stopped driving and enjoying the car, really. And it just sat for months, and I hated that, man. Just the fact that because of a freaking transmission swap, this car has sat 70-80% of the time. You know, and I refuse to do that. I don't have all of these cars to collect them. I have them because I want to drive them and enjoy them. All right, we got to put a break in this video. So as I'm editing the video, I realized that I didn't tell you guys the second biggest reason why I left the 6-speed on this Mustang. So Before, it did run a somewhat built T56. It had a 26 spline input shaft. I went through a few different clutches, center force spec, and then ended up with a particular brand that I will not mention the name, that made me absolutely hate driving this car. It was ridiculously stiff on the foot. I would be sore after getting stuck in traffic with this car. The amount of clutch chatter was absurd, and it sounded like the car was broken. Overall, it turned into a really bad driving experience. Now, as far as holding the power and putting the power down, it was amazing. It did fantastic doing that. But as far as actually just the driving experience, it was bad. So a combination of, a bad clutch setup, and then, everything else that I just mentioned in the past led me to this. So let's go back to the video. But that's it, you guys. Just keeping it real, man. That's the reason I'm going back on a 6-speed with this car. I want to go back to the days of where I was actually driving these cars and enjoying them. Back then, I had a ton of fun with this car. Reaction videos, just POV stuff, the stuff that I like to do on a regular basis. My content, for all the thousands of subscribers that I have, most of you know that my content is not based around racing. If now there is a reason for that. I got into some legal issues, several years ago. If you guys want to know about that, drop me a comment. I'll make a video and I'll tell you guys about that, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, so since my content is not all about racing, why am I gonna have one of my most favorite cars, turn into a race car? I'm not a racer, and I don't intend to do that anytime soon. And if in the future I just do decide to get into racing, it won't be with this car. It's too nice. I care about it way too much for me to turn this car into a race car. I'd rather get a Fox body or, something light and cheap, and then, do a fully built motor, Th400, just gutted, cage, everything, just an actual race car. I'm not going to do that to this car, which I was already heading that way, but I'm not. But I personally feel that these changes here, me going back to my roots, which I like to call it, because believe it or not, back in high school and college, I would make fun of people who drove automatics. I would always give them shit. For me, it was everything had to be manual. Everything had to be standard, or else it wasn't a real car. And look what happened to me, man. That's what I get for talking shit. But I'm going back to what I love, man. I love driving these cars, just on the street, recording things and enjoying that stuff with you guys, which based on the views and the analytics that I see on my channel, that's really what you guys love. You guys love watching me going out and sharing this stuff with the public, and maybe, maybe one of you guys can catch a ride in this car. And I promise you, it's going to be a lot more fun riding in a 6-speed car than riding in a Th400 car, because in a Th400 car, it's really fast, but for a short time frame, because you just hit the speed way too damn quick. On a 6-speed, you get the rush of first, second, third. You're pushing back every single gear. It's almost like a reset. So, man, see, I'm just getting excited just thinking about it, man. Like, I really, really, really think I'm doing the best thing for me personally. I think I'm doing the best thing for the car, and I think I'm doing the best thing for you guys as far as content goes. I hope I'm right about that. I mean, it would suck if you guys don't enjoy this stuff, but I have a strong feeling that you guys will. I just do not see this going bad in any way. Worst case scenario, I started driving my car again, and I enjoy it, and I have a lot of fun, and that's really all that matters, right? Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys surprised about this? Are you guys excited? Are you sad by any chance? I mean, I don't think so, because again, Th400 cars are cool. They're fun, they're fast, they're really fast. But yeah, it's time to keep it real, man. It's time to go back to the 6-speed, man. It's just way better as far as having fun, and that's really what I'm after, man. I'm just trying to have fun. I'm trying to enjoy my life and share all this stuff with you guys. I don't give a shit about being the fastest in the street anymore. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much. But let me tell you guys a quick story. So back in high school, back in college, whenever this, actually, yeah, it was in college, and a few years after college, when I was building this car, my goal was to be the fastest guy, around my city. And of course, it's a huge city, so I don't really know how many people are out there, but in the group of people that I knew, I did become one of, if not probably the fastest guy there. You know, all these people that were known to be fast, my car was faster than theirs. But I was always very humble. I wasn't trying to brag. I wasn't trying to show off. It's just kind of like, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I don't care about that shit no more, man. If you're faster than me, hey, dude, great job. Keep it up as long as you can, because eventually you're probably going to get tired of it and you're going to get bored. Sadly, nowadays, it has turned into where the fastest guy is generally going to be the guy with the deepest pockets. It's okay, though. It is what it is. I mean, because that kind of situation kind of falls on me, too. You know, people will look at my Supra and they're like, oh, well, he's, you know, wealthy, or he's rich, or which is not the case. I just know how to save my money really well. But they'll say, oh, it's because he's got all this money that he has these fast cars. I can't have that because I don't have the money, blah, blah. But I mean, it's okay, man. It's just the most important thing is you accepting that. And it is what it is. You can't control everything. But I'm also really excited to kind of get back into building cars. I mean, I haven't been really building anything in the last few months. I've been just kind of enjoying the cars and driving them, referring to the Supras, obviously not this one. And, you know, just being able to work on stuff. I love working on cars. I know you guys enjoy watching me drive them more than anything, but I really, really do enjoy building cars. And hopefully one day, hopefully one day, I can do this stuff for you guys. Honestly, one of my biggest goals is to get to a point to where YouTube just kind of pays for everything, and I build cars for my subscribers for free. Like basically, I'll buy it, you bring me the car, I'll fix it up for you, and I just make content over it. I would love to get to that point one day, but only time will tell. But until then, hope you guys are ready. If you guys want to continue to support the channel, please watch all the videos. I mean, because really I'm using all that stuff to help fund all this. If not, I probably wouldn't be doing this, to be completely honest with you. Times are tough right now. Everything's expensive. I got a family and a lot of dogs to feed. But that's gonna be it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this and are excited as I am. Stay tuned, because on the next video I will be going over all the parts that are coming in for this car, and just kind of doing a whole walkthrough. And then after that I'll install everything and, you know, start doing the POV stuff. So hope you guys are ready. Catch y'all later.